Good afternoon once again to all cherished viewers and listeners across the globe, and a very warm welcome to all of you to yet another great show, the most educative show on TV, the Leadership 360 show. So far, it's been a wonderful journey, and today is yet another show. Courtesy our sponsors, Go PLC, V5 Solutions Limited, and FV Global Consult, we are once again live. For our first-time viewers, this is a show that runs every Thursday, and you make a date with us all the time, and there's a repeat on Saturday as well. Stick around, let's take a quick message from our sponsors, and we shall be right back.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Go Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Go Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Go Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Go Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
I promise on my honor to be a better leader every day, faithful and loyal to my country, organization, and fellow team members, countrymen and women. I pledge myself to remain true to the core values of integrity and self-discipline through my daily choices and actions. My mind is alert, focused at all times. I shall show respect to everyone always and every time. I remain a better leader and team player always. So I pledge.
Welcome back to today's show. Today we're going to be looking at leadership beyond certificates. Leadership beyond certificates. So far we have spelled out clearly in what context we define leadership on this show. That's under the topic Leadership 101. We went ahead to look at what makes great leaders, and last week we looked at teamwork and leadership. Teamwork and leadership. You will agree with me that indeed leadership so far we have spoken about goes beyond titles, positions, or accolades. On today's show, we're going to look at that. We are live on Metro TV and live on Facebook. On TV, we are live on DSTV channel 277. And on Facebook, you can get us on Metro TV Ghana and watch live and join us in our discussions as well. In our lives or in our pursuit of leadership, we might have learned or keep on learning from past leadership heroes or heroines, which is an inspiration or which has been an inspiration towards our own leadership capability. But that is not great enough. That is not the greatest task that we have. On this show, we believe that the greatest task for all of us as leaders or aspiring leaders is to be architects of excellent leadership for the future. So our kids, our children, will one day have reason to celebrate the legacies or the memories we leave behind. That is the essence of this show. So leadership, as we have defined it on this show, is to tell us that there are processes of inspiring an agenda, a mutual agenda towards growth or sustainable development. So for you and I to get to that destination, we need to make a difference. That is why our continuous focus on certificates may not help us. So let's take a quick look at what is it that makes leadership beyond certificates. Certificates are just representation of or evidence of our schooling, not even our education. Education is about ability to apply knowledge acquired through the process of learning, teaching, and learning. But when we talk about leadership, leadership relates to education, where we have to, as we are doing now, we get ourselves educated, apply that knowledge to whatever we are doing so as to make a difference in our world. So in our leadership pursuit, we should understand that the leadership process is not about our certificates. You can be the most educated, knowledgeable, or what have you, the most experienced, the most exposed person. But what matters is your ability to apply the knowledge you have acquired to the realities of the time. So on this show, we say that your knowledge and your capabilities or experiences are, or the certificates you acquire, the relevance of that only lies in your ability to apply that knowledge to the realities of the time. It is not about what you have as an evidence of your education or evidence of your professional qualification. It is more of what you have to prove by way of application. So when we talk about leadership beyond certificate, it's about understanding that the knowledge that you have by way of certificates is rendered obsolete in no time in the current dispensation, where rapidity of changes is incomprehensible. It is beyond understanding. New knowledge, requirement for new knowledge is happening on daily basis, on hourly basis. So you need to keep yourself abreast with the times. That is the only way you can be relevant in the current world. So you cannot lead by just focusing only on your certificate. Yes, you are the best surgeon, you are the best architect, you are the best qualified engineer, but how are you applying those skills to your leadership agenda at the workplace or within your team or within your community or even in your country? So leadership is not about focusing on, I have masters, I have doctorates, I have what have you. It is beyond that. Your ability to collaborate across, your ability to understand your team, your ability to inspire generations or your team members is what makes your leadership a reality. It is not the certificates. The certificates are just evidence of what you got to prove. So let's again look at what it is that we mean when we talk about the certificates not being the foundation of our leadership. In as much as somebody will argue, yes, of course, you need to have a qualification, you need to prove that you have gone through a certain education, but it goes beyond that. So in leadership, we have stated earlier, we must provide evidence that, yes, indeed, we know where we are going by way of vision. We must adapt to the times. We must collaborate. In this current world, partnerships and collaborations are key. Understanding your own emotions and channeling that emotion into positive usage is what makes the difference. So I will leave you with the fact that due diligence, adaptability, collaboration, partnerships, emotional intelligence are key to your leadership beyond certificates. On that note, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we shall open the phone lines for your inputs.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Gold Super XP Run 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Gold Super XP Run 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Gold Super XP Run 95 gives you a smooth driving experience that is less vibrations. Fill up with Gold Super XP Run 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Cherished viewers and listeners, as I was saying, the phone lines are open now. You can reach us with your contributions, your questions on +233 531 982298 +233 531 982298. Let's continue with our discussion on leadership beyond certificates. Your own open-mindedness to learn from different teams, both young and old, makes a difference in your leadership pursuit. It is not your certificate. It is not your credentials that make that difference. In today's world, like I said earlier, where changes occurring around us are so rapid, technological advancement is on the rise on daily basis. We currently have AI to grapple with, where everything is changing at a fast pace. Your knowledge you have yesterday is rendered obsolete in no time. There are different generations at the workplace requiring different approaches. What is your own posturing when it comes to understanding those generations? What is your position on approaches to understanding the current trends? That is what makes a difference. I hear a lot of people talk about the fact that I have been around for a long time, I have experience. My dear listeners and viewers, the truth of the matter is that in today's world, it doesn't matter how long you have been around. If you have been doing the same thing over and over for all these years, 20 years, 10 years, 30 years, the only difference you make is having the same results. You need to learn to have different approaches to doing things. In today's leadership, your knowledge you acquired through your certificates is not enough. It is ability to collaborate across, ability to understand teams, different teams, ability to harness resources across board. It is not everybody who has that. So it is important, like I said, that we become architects of excellent leadership for the future. Yes, we have a lot of people we talk about in terms of how they have been great leaders, how they have done so much for our society. But the question to you and I is, how are we looking beyond our certificates to make that difference in leadership? Is it the role by way of you getting those certificates that gave you that position that makes you feel that you have it all? Even that, there are team members within your team who may just give you a word or two and you realize that your own knowledge is not enough, it's not up to date. So it is important we sometimes, or more often than not, overlook our certificates and get to the ground, get to the basics. Hello, good afternoon, Noel.
Good afternoon, Doc.
How is Tamale?
Good.
Please go ahead.
But my destiny, you say leadership is beyond certificate. But when you look at certain leaders, they have been showing themselves as if that I have certificate more than you. You cannot tell me what I should do. So when you are even a laborer who is very blessed about the work, and you can share your ideas to the leader to help him succeed. You say, what do you do, or what school do you go? You know that. So you end up the experience or the knowledge that you have to share to the leader to succeed. You end up not giving anything out. So how do you, as a low level employee, to approach your leader so that this thing can work out?
All right, thank you very much. The reality of the case we have, or the situation in our country, in our continent, is what you have spelled out. Leaders and aspiring leaders must understand and appreciate the fact that no matter the level of anybody within our organization, it does not mean the person cannot speak to logic. Certificates do not necessarily speak to logic. So when leaders understand that everybody within the team has something of value to offer, when we were treating our topic on teamwork and leadership, we spoke about the fact that everybody within the team has something to offer. So it is important for leaders to open up and be ready to accept views or to gather views from across board. So it is very important that leaders do that. Hello, Kofi.
Hello.
How is Chebi? Good afternoon.
Chebi is okay. How is the place?
All right, please
Hello?
go ahead.
Yeah, Doc.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Doc. Please help me to satisfy my curiosity. Yeah, you are a guru in matters pertaining to leadership. Please help me. Let's do a little case study. If you look at President Akufo-Addo as leader of this nation, where he took Ghana from and where we are now, what is it about his leadership that has filled this Ghana this abysmally? In fact, I am at a fix because the things he spoke about in opposition and what he is doing today and what he has landed Ghana today. You are a leadership guru. Please help me out. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just to indicate to you that I am not a leadership guru. I'm a leadership student like any one of us. I learn every day, and I expect that all of us will learn every day. And I don't judge leaders. What I seek to do every day is to understand perspectives. What perspectives do they have? So until I get to understand those perspectives, it is very difficult or more unlikely to pass judgment on leaders. But directly to your question, on this show, ours is to spell out clearly what leaders need to focus on, what leaders need to understand. Leaders need to understand the current trends. Leaders need to understand, and all of us who are aspiring to be leaders need to appreciate the fact that leadership is not about position, it's not about the titles. In our own corners, we can make a difference. I must state that in our country today, we are all part and parcel of leadership, where in our own corners, we can make a difference. We cannot sit on the fence and point at our political leadership alone as the determinants of our future. That is one of the reasons for this program, where we need to appreciate that wherever we find ourselves, be it in our communities, our companies, even in our clubs, what difference are we making as team members and as leaders? That is the essence of this program. So to your question, I leave that one to the politicians to answer. Thank you. We have our next caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon. Ebenezer.
Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome
Yeah, good
to
afternoon.
Leadership 360 Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Please, your question or clarification or contribution.
Yeah, I just want to find out how one is able to identify a leader within a group setting. If you are a leader, how can you get a leader within a setting grouping?
All right, thank you. Leaders, by necessity, must identify and develop other leaders. How do you identify such leaders? By empowering everyone within the team to have opportunity to demonstrate or acquire leadership skills. And those who demonstrate capability should be given more opportunities to exhibit and learn or improve upon those skills. So leaders must look out. First of all, you must empower people to take initiatives, to act and exercise whatever talent they have or utilize whatever they have. And through that, leaders will be able to, identify and help grow such individuals into greater leadership. In fact, great leaders make sure they grow leaders who are even greater than them. So if you are in a leadership position, it is one of the duties or your responsibilities to ensure that within your team, you identify people who will end up being even better than you. That means you have made an impact on the team, and generations to come will appreciate what you have done. So that is the way to identify leaders within your team. In fact, without doing so, if you are not there, how does the team progress from one stage to the other? So delegation is another thing. You must delegate your authority to others. I mentioned in my previous episodes that you must delegate and authorize. You don't delegate and still do remote control. Otherwise, what it means is that you are just paying lip service to your own declaration that you are helping to develop other leaders. So that is what leaders need to do to be able to develop others. All right. Good afternoon, Nkrumah from Accra.
Afternoon. Yeah, I just want to contribute to the program.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, we are talking about the leadership. Leadership is someone who can take risk. And apart from that, so boldness. If you can't take bold decisions, you cannot be a leader. And then the leader too supposed to know what to do at a particular time. Any decision that you may take, whether good or bad, you have to stand firm. And then always be strong in any decision that you have to take. Because other than that, you cannot mingle with good or bad. Because the situation that you find yourself supposed to you have to stand firm every situation in your life. Thank you.
All right. In as much as I agree with your statement, I will also be quick that there's a caveat here. The caveat is that you cannot have a fixed mindset and believe that you are the only, solution to every problem. Decisions, yes, you have to make, but those decisions must be made or must be born out of consultation, deep analysis of the situation. And so, based on factors, different factors you consider, and the gaming you do to see the best or preferred solution, then you proceed and get committed to those solutions and see it. But also be open, flexible in your mind that as you begin to, execute those solutions, situations may arise where you need to change your mind. If you don't, you are being a folly. So leaders must be firm, must be committed, but they must be flexible in their mindset to understand that changes can come, which may require them to make changes to their plan. So that's what I was saying. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Ebenezer, you're back.
Good afternoon. Yes, I'm back.
Please go ahead.
Okay, my issue is, in the short while, you mentioned that when you have delegated, you must authorize. You must authorize. You must give your authority or you must give your backing. Does it have anything to do with a leader abdicating his authority so that when an issue that is committed by the person he has delegated the authority to, then whether the actual leader will be held responsible or it passes on to the designated officer?
All right. Thank you. What I meant by delegating and authorizing is you must empower the individuals to take certain decisions. But it doesn't mean that you go to sleep without monitoring. You must keep your eyes on the ball, keep watching, keep monitoring, and ensure that whatever is going wrong that you think it is not aligned with the direction that the team is going, you get it, you flip it back into direction, and then get things done right. So it doesn't mean you delegate and go, to sleep and forget about whatever is going on, because you have a role to play in the success of the team's goal or the shared goal that you have. We have another caller on the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Bernard.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Bernard.
Good afternoon, boss.
Welcome to Leadership 360 Show.
Yes, thank you very much. Please, so I want to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
Please, so leaders, I want to know whether leaders, they are born. Are they born or they are trained?
All right, we thank you very much. We've had this discussion before where I explained that, yes, some leaders are born, and those leaders that we say are born, it doesn't mean they have a birthright to leadership. It's just that they have some innate qualities, innate qualities or natural qualities or capability that, endears them to the hearts of people, so they are able to lead people, flexible, naturally. It comes to them naturally. But leadership, to a very large extent, is a skill that is learned, that must be acquired. That is why we are having this program, for us to appreciate the fact that leadership must be learned intentionally. We must be deliberate about our leadership, pursuit. You cannot sit back and say, I am not a born leader, so some are born as leaders by saying they have a birthright to leadership. No. Some have innate qualities, but others, majority of us, have to learn deliberately. We must be intentional about it. The same way we are intentional about knowing our own selves, we must understand that if you want to lead people, you must learn to even know your own self in order to know other people. So that intentionality with regards to leadership, capability is key to most of the leadership, successes that we see on the globe. That is our last caller for today. I will say, on this show, especially with regards to our topic today, Leadership Beyond Certificate, it is the case for all of us to remember. We must all remember that a key factor in the future leadership success equation is not the intellectual capability that we have or evidence of what we have. What we have to do and remember, or what is going to enable future leadership, is ability to, harness, identify and harness potential of our team members and to channel them to the right, direction or goal. That is what is important. Let's take a quick break and we shall be right back.
I am a proud and firm African. I will take a stand. I will lead and be the change. Come and take my hand. For the safety, honor, and welfare of my country and company come first. Always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the people I lead come next. My own ease, comfort, and safety come last. Always and every time.
Welcome back to the end. Welcome back to the show. To end the show, I would say our next episode will talk about effective leadership across generational cohorts. Effective leadership across generational cohorts. It's been nice having you around. Hope to see you next week. Let's remember, we need to collaborate across, we need to build partnership across for the success of our leadership pursuit. On that note, thank you for having you around or having been around with me on this journey. Hope to see you next week. Bye.